Morning all, me here, and today I've got another unboxing for you. Some of you will remember, obviously, or you can go and check out in my videos link. I unboxed a Philco Magis Touch 10-less keyboard a while back, and I used it for a few months, but I've got back into PC gaming, and that keyboard for me and my hands on the keyboard is too small, so I needed a different keyboard. So I sold that one, in fact. Nothing wrong with it. I used it great for, what was it, 3-4 months, and it was fine. No reason other than the fact that I didn't quite like gaming on it, so that's why I got rid of it. But if you're still looking for a standard style keyboard, perfect one for you. Now this one I saw when I was looking at keyboards, and it's very weird, very different from what you're probably used to, but I think it's going to be the perfect keyboard for me. So here we go. All I've done so far is cut the sides and opened it because it was quite heavy plastic on there. So this is a Trulyergonomic keyboard. Now that's not it's both its tagline and the title of the actual company that makes it, and it's shipped over from the United States, but I believe it's a Canadian company that do it. Now it's international shipping. Well, you know, it's not too bad. I've seen worse on international shipping. Those of you who were involved in the Zim 3, shall we say, will know what I'm on about there. So yeah, so it's obviously an OME style packaging. There's no, you know, as you would get with a Razer product, like masses of bump and pictures and artwork and stuff. And there we go. That is, whoops, as I shake the camera, that is the keyboard. Now, and you're probably sat there going, what the fuck is that thing, Penguin? Literally making that sound. And there we go, that's it for the boxes. Very straightforward. Whoops. Let's sort that out, put that out the back. And there we go, that is the keyboard. Now as you'll see, it's very different from what you've been used to. It's split, and it's got a completely different key layout to what you're used to. Got some dim switches at the back here, because apparently at some point they're going to make the switches themselves actually programmable on board. Now that's the kind of thing I believe you see with like the M52, the old Belkin ones, not the Razer ones. And hang on, it's a bit difficult to get off, but I can't be 100% sure about that yet, but you certainly can't do it yet, just some plastic covering. And there we go, that is the keyboard. Now you'll notice straight off the bat the keys are all in lines. Now obviously a little bit of the bump, when the keyboard was first designed it was for a typewriter, and of course they had mechanical keys and they couldn't put them in straight lines like this because the keys would overlap and they would touch each other, so they designed that staggered system. If you look on your keyboard right now, you'll notice that they're all staggered like bricks, so like the W would be here rather than here. Now that's great for, you know, 200 years ago or whenever it was the typewriter was invented, but we don't need to do that anymore, and the only reason we've kept it is because people are just so set in their ways, whereas now obviously we're getting around. Now let me sit down. This is a MX Brown cherry keyboard, so it is mechanical just the same, but it's set up completely different. You'll notice it's waved so that when your fingers sit on the keys, they actually peak up in the right places. If you look, kind of thing. If I try and line it up, they're angled so that you don't have to bring your middle finger, sorry, your middle finger down to try and fit on the keys. They're just going to rest naturally where they need to be. Obviously they've moved a lot of the tab, delete, enter key to completely save space. So if I move hands, you can bring your mouse right up in. You've got up here, you've got your function keys. So in theory you should be able to do all of these keys with one hand, is the idea. Sorry if I get on camera. You've got also this, where is it? This key here, I think it is. Yeah, it's called super button or something, and you can literally set that to whatever you want, because obviously it works on Windows and Mac. There is another version of it where you can get this as 2 keys. It's the 209 version. This is, I should state, the 207. Now, a couple of problems for me that I'm going to have to get used to. One, obviously having these keys down here, not a big deal. What I might do, if these keys don't register in games as arrow keys, which they should probably do, I might try and tell the Windows to swap them over. So I have my page keys here and my arrow keys here, simply for when I'm playing my games I can literally come down and use the arrow keys and the enter key there, kind of thing. The big problem is this. Now all you Americans will be going, what are you on about? Because that's probably your @ sign on your keyboards anyway. But for me, if I can find it, it would be Shift. This key here would be my @ key, probably. I need to double check because I have speech marks on my 2 key, so it'd be Shift 2 for speech marks. Things like that I'm going to need to get used to because this obviously is an American layout keyboard. And I don't know, it's something I could probably check, buy some keycaps off the internet and replace these, because I would love to replace all of the like the numbers and the letters with like engraved keys, because they're the ones you like touching all the time. I don't want to wear off these, and you can get it in blank, but learning a completely new set out on a blank keyboard is just bound to give you a headache. So yeah, so that's the new keyboard. I mean, it's all mechanical. Now the reason I want this for gaming is because I think if I put my finger on the E key there, that's going to give me perfect jump and crouch. Yeah, and that was the other reason I wanted to do it right there, and it's exactly what I wanted. My hand, you'll notice, is not actually, that's one thing I was concerned about, like how my hand is gonna with these keys here. I thought I might be spamming it, but not even close, because I've got such big hands. We're here, ladies. Yeah, so I'm thinking on the E key, and then I'm on these 2 keys here. I've got my tab there. My Shift is up, so I might swap them around because I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll put my Shift back onto curl for sprint and stuff. But there you go. That's the new keyboard. So yeah, it's MX Brown. It's not as loud as you'll notice, but it is a mechanical keyboard, and I'm really looking forward to actually having a proper play with it. So yeah, there you go. There's my unboxing. I'm going to probably do a little bit of a gameplay with it, with the camera facing on it maybe, when I sort it all out. But there you go. If you're interested in getting this keyboard, the link will be in the description. It's not cheap though. It's like $220. It's cost me all told something like £180 to get it into the UK. Now obviously I sold my other keyboard and a microphone, and so I've literally paid to get this. I think it's about 50 quid. Yeah, so only other thing I will point out, you're probably looking at these and you're thinking, oh, pads. They are, but they're very, very firm pads. They're not plastic, because they do look like just solid plastic, like raised plastic. There is a bit of give there. I don't know if I can show you. There is a bit of give there. Yeah, you can see it just at the top of my finger. But it's more than enough to keep your palm rest on. This whole section, by the way, comes off, so you can just have the top section. Hang on, if I show you. You see where that plastic line is down there with all the screws? You can take that off, and then that whole section comes away. So if you want like a really small keyboard, then there you go. I don't know if there's any feet on the back. No, there's no feet, so it's not designed to be raised up like that at all. But I mean, that's something you can always sort out if you want to. The keys, I believe, if I turn it round, are angled a bit though. That's the only some of them are. Yeah, these ones are, you know, so it gives you a good idea of, you know, it's been designed for that particular setup. Anyway, there you go. Hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you again soon. Bye bye now.